In today's class, we're going to attempt a CELPIP listening practice test. First, I'll give you some tips. Then you'll have the chance to answer the questions yourself, and finally, I'll explain the correct answers for each question. Let's jump straight in with today's first task, listening for information. Listening for information tests your ability to understand factual details from a longer, single-speaker audio recording. The speaker might be a tour guide, park ranger, teacher, or someone giving instructions or explanations. After you hear the audio recording, you're required to answer 5 multiple-choice questions. This is what the listening for information task looks like on test day. There's not much there, is there? After the audio recording is finished playing, you'll be given the 5 questions in sequence, all of which look like this. You'll hear a very short audio of a speaker asking you a question, which you must answer by choosing the correct answer from a list that appears in the right-hand panel. Okay, let's start by listening to the long audio recording. You'll have 10 seconds to pause the video and answer the questions before we move on to the answers. Okay, are you ready? Let's listen and answer the questions.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Jasper National Park. I'm Bill, one of the park rangers. Before you begin exploring the trails, I'd like to go over a few important safety guidelines and trail updates. First, due to heavy rainfall over the past few weeks, several of the lower valley trails are currently closed for maintenance. This includes the Willow Creek Trail and the north section of the Ridge Loop. You'll find signs posted near those entrances, and updated trail maps are available at the Visitor Center. Please avoid entering closed trails, even if they look passable. The mud and runoff make them unstable and potentially dangerous. Now, for those looking for a good day hike, the Sunview Trail is open and in excellent condition. It's a 9-kilometer loop with moderate elevation gain and beautiful views of the valley, especially in the afternoon. If you're up for more of a challenge, the Bear Claw Trail is also open, but keep in mind that it's a steeper climb, about 14 kilometers round trip, and snow is still present on the higher elevations, so waterproof footwear is strongly recommended. As for wildlife, we've had a few recent sightings of black bears along the riverbank trails, particularly around dawn and dusk. Please carry bear spray and make noise as you hike to avoid surprising any animals. Remember, don't feed or approach wildlife, and always keep a safe distance. Lastly, temperatures are warming up during the day, but mornings can still be quite chilly, sometimes close to freezing, so layering your clothing is key. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by the ranger station before you head out. Stay safe and enjoy the park.
Question 1.
Which trails are currently closed due to weather conditions?
Question 2.
Why are the closed trails considered dangerous?
Question 3.
What is a feature of the Sunview Trail?
Question 4.
Which trail still has snow at higher elevations?
Question 5.
What advice is given regarding wildlife?
Question 6.
What does the speaker say about the weather?
How did you go? Did you find these questions challenging? If you'd like more CELPIP listening practice, specifically the listening for information task, head to e2language.com and get started on your test prep for free. Let's now take a look at the answers. Question 1.
Question 1.
Which trails are currently closed due to weather conditions?
Now, let's look at the answer options, which are A. Sunview and Bear Claw Trails, B. Willow Creek and Ridge Loop North Section, C. Ridge Loop and Sunview Trails, and D. Bear Claw and Willow Creek trails. Did you pick the correct answer? Answer option B is the correct response. Do you remember the speaker talking about the trails that are closed due to bad weather? The trails he mentions are the Willow Creek and Ridge Loop trails. Hence, it's the correct answer. Let's listen to question 2 now.
Question 2.
Why are the closed trails considered dangerous?
And the answer options are A. There is ongoing construction. B. Bears have been frequently sighted there. C. Heavy mud and runoff have made them unstable. And D. Trees have recently fallen on the path. The correct answer is C. Heavy mud and runoff have made them unstable. We heard the speaker mention this after he explains that the Willow Creek and Ridge Loop trails are closed. We're making progress. Let's look at question 3 now.
Question 3.
What is a feature of the Sunview Trail?
The answer options are A. It is 14 kilometers one way. B. It is very steep and challenging. C. It offers scenic views in the afternoon. And D. It is closed for maintenance. The correct answer option is C. It offers scenic views in the afternoon. Did you work it out? Yeah, it's C for sure. We heard the speaker say that the Sunview Trail has beautiful views. Let's move on to question 4 now. Here's the question audio.
Question 4.
Which trail still has snow at higher elevations?
And here are the answer options. A. Willow Creek Trail. B. Bear Claw Trail. C. Ridge Loop Trail. And D. Sunview Trail. The correct answer for this question is B. Bear Claw Trail. Do you remember the speaker talking about how Bear Claw is more challenging because it's steeper and higher than the other trails? How are you doing? Are you getting the questions correct? Or do you think you need a little more practice? Remember, if you'd like more CELPIP listening practice, head to e2language.com and get started on your test prep for free. Let's move on to question 5 now. Here's the question.
Question 5.
What advice is given regarding wildlife?
And the answer options are A. Hike quietly to avoid disturbing the animals. B. Feed wildlife to keep them from approaching hikers. C. Carry bear spray and make noise while hiking. And D. Hike only during dawn and dusk to avoid encounters. The correct answer is C. Carry bear spray and make noise while hiking. The speaker mentions this in the part he talks about wildlife and the need to be careful due to recent bear sightings. Finally, we're on our last question for listening part 3. Here it is.
Question 6.
What does the speaker say about the weather?
And the answer options are A. It will remain cold all day. B. It is expected to snow in the afternoon. C. It is warm enough now to hike without layers. And D. Mornings are still near freezing, so wear layers. The correct answer option is D. Mornings are still near freezing, so wear layers. The speaker mentions that even though the temperature warms up through the day, mornings can be quite cold, so D is the correct answer. Okay, we're finished listening for information. Let's now look at the next task, listening to a news item. It's similar to listening for information in that you'll also be expected to answer questions after listening to a long audio recording. Here it is. The listening to a news item task requires that you listen to a 90 to 120 second news report or announcement by a single speaker. Topics can include local issues, policy changes, events, or developments such as an advance in health or wellness science. After the audio recording is finished playing, you're given 5 multiple-choice questions testing both main ideas and details. Now it's time to practice. Listen to the audio, then you'll have 10 seconds to pause the video and answer the questions before we move on to the answers.
In local news, the City of Westford is moving forward with a new bylaw aimed at reducing single-use plastic waste. The new regulation, which will take effect this September, will prohibit retailers from distributing plastic checkout bags, plastic straws, and polystyrene takeout containers. Mayor Tanya Reeves stated in a press conference yesterday that the measure is part of the city's long-term environmental plan to reduce landfill waste and protect waterways. businesses will be encouraged to provide compostable or reusable alternatives, and residents are being asked to bring their own shopping bags and containers when possible. The city has promised a grace period of 2 months after the bylaw comes into effect, during which businesses will receive written warnings rather than fines. However, beginning in November, businesses found in violation of the new rules could face fines ranging from $250 to $1,000, depending on the severity and frequency of the offense. Some small business owners have expressed concern about the cost of switching to eco-friendly products, while others say the policy aligns with consumer demand for more sustainable practices. The city plans to offer subsidies to help offset the initial costs for local vendors. Question 1.
What is the main topic of the news report?
Question 2.
Which items will be banned under the new regulation?
Question 3.
What is the purpose of the 2-month grace period?
Question 4.
What concern did some business owners express?
Question 5.
How is the city helping businesses comply with the new law?
How did you do? Was this easier than the last task? If so, let me know in the comments. Let's now take a look at the answers. Here's question 1.
What is the main topic of the news report?
And the answer options are A. A protest against plastic use in Westford. B. A new bylaw to reduce single-use plastics. C. The closing of local plastic manufacturing businesses. D. A cleanup event organized by the city. Read the question closely. It asks, what is the main topic of the news report? It's designed to test your overall understanding of the report. So the correct answer option is B. A new bylaw to reduce single-use plastics. The other answer options all tend to focus on details more than the overall subject of the report. Here's question 2.
Which items will be banned under the new regulation?
And its 4 answer options are A. Plastic bags, straws, and cups. B. Plastic straws, water bottles, and food wrappers. C. Plastic checkout bags, straws, and polystyrene containers. And D. Plastic forks, spoons, and packaging tape. This one is a bit tougher. This is a correct list type of question. The correct answer option for this question is C. It reflects the list that the speaker mentions. Try going back and listening to the list again if you didn't do so well with this question. On to question 3 now. Question 3 is,
What is the purpose of the 2-month grace period?
the answer options are A. To prepare enforcement officers for inspections. B. To give residents time to learn about recycling. C. To allow businesses to adjust to the new policy without being fined. And D. To collect public feedback on the bylaw. Do you recall hearing the speaker emphasizing that during the 2-month grace period, businesses will receive warnings, not fines? That means that answer option C is the best answer. Although the speaker does say the word adjust, it can be inferred that the purpose of the grace period is to allow businesses time to adjust. We're almost done. Only 2 more questions to go. Here's question 4.
What concern did some business owners express?
The answer options are A. They feel the fines are too low. B. They are unsure how to follow the law. C. They don't think plastic is harmful. D. Eco-friendly alternatives may be too expensive. The correct answer is D. Eco-friendly alternatives may be too expensive. Why? You might recall the speaker talking about concerns some businesses have about the new bylaws. Finally, we're now on to the last question. Question number 5. Here's the question.
How is the city helping businesses comply with the new law?
The 4 answer options are A. Offering staff training on recycling, B. Distributing reusable bags for free, C. Providing financial subsidies for alternatives, and D. Extending the grace period to 6 months. The correct answer is C. Providing financial subsidies for alternatives. This is taken almost word for word from the report towards the very end. Well done! We made it to the end. You should have a sense of how this section can feel like a bit of a marathon and requires a lot of focus and concentration. One thing that should be clear is that you really need to practice doing all the different question types yourself. With these long audio recording task types, you also need to develop excellent note-taking skills. If you don't, you won't refine the skills you need to succeed. And if you'd like more practice with CELPIP listening, head to e2language.com. Here you can find lots of practice materials as well as mock tests, assessments, and one-on-one tutorials. Thanks for watching!